Guys, welcome back to Gilly Bikes. Let's cut straight to the walk round. I'll show you what I'm on today, if you've not guessed it from the front already. So here we have the Triumph Speedmaster 800. It's a 2005 model. Moto is selling this bike, so it's in the used bike range. I've been wanting to ride on this for a while, and today is the day. So let's have a look around the bike in the usual way. I'll show you what I like, what I don't, and then as always, join me for the test ride. I'll pop all the facts and figures over at the end if that's what you're interested in. Sexy close-up time. The exhaust is just a big old long chrome pipe, like a little cannon sticking out the back. Got Nissan brakes at the front, twin discs, big and chunky footboards there. Lovely clean engine. Gotta say, for a bike that is pretty much 17 years old, it's looking very, very good. It's certainly being well looked after, because that looks absolutely spotless. These leather type bags at the back. Oh, you've got loads of room in there, certainly for a day out. Look at that. Half my arm in there. I am winter riding, so the bike itself was clean when I left. And the paint has actually stood the test of time really well. It's just dirty because I'm riding in November. But I can't get over how clean that engine is. Absolutely spotless. Big windshield. That is brilliant, especially if you're on the motorway. On the tank itself, we've got a nice bit of chrome here. We've got some warning lights for your oil, your neutral, your high beam and your indicators. We've got rev meter there as well, which is a nice little touch. There's chrome bars. Again, I can't see any corrosion or anything on them, and for a bike of this age, I'm just really, really impressed. There's your speedo. So currently showing 7,408 miles. Now that will go up, especially today, because I'm having a nice little relaxing ride on it. So I'm going to do a couple of miles on it. Buttons. So on the left hand side, we've just got the standard really. We've got horn, we've got your indicators, and we've got your high and low beam. On the right hand side, we have got your engine start and your engine cut off. And look at that seat. One of the most comfortable seats. You can just see there, when I push my finger down, it's like it's got about bloody 20-inch worth of memory foam under you. So your arse just sinks into it. It's just really comfortable. And so is the back seat as well. Just going to jump on the bike and show you riding position. And regulars to the channel will know I'm a little 5'8", so I can flat foot both sides quite easily, bending my knee, no issues. Now when I first saw this bike, I genuinely thought it was going to be too big. I thought my legs are going to be like stretching for the pedals and stuff, but it's just not like that at all. Where you've got your foot plate, it's nice and easy for the gears, you're not stretching, still got a bend in my leg. It's yeah, it's a comfortable riding position, quite sat up straight, so my favourite position, so it's good for your back and your posture. And the seat, I can't rave about it enough. I just feel like I'm sinking into it, but it does affect how you ride as well, like you'll see on the test ride. I think I'm that comfortable, I'm just kind of happy to just wallow along nice and slowly, but it's a brilliant bike for that. That is going to do me for the walk round. If you wouldn't mind just clicking on that subscribe. Doesn't make a massive difference to you, but it makes massive difference to me and the channel, so I would really appreciate it. And if you're looking for a bike, Moto are currently selling this bike. If I'm not mistaken, it's up for $4,999. They do like a 999 at Into Moto, but that's what it's currently up for with them. I had a little look at the finance before I left, and I think with a £99 deposit, it was less than £110 a month, I think it was, thereabouts. But I'll put all the details in the description. I'll put a link to Into Moto and in particular this bike. And because it is such a nice looking bike, these bikes do sell quite quickly. So if you're interested and you look in the description and this bike has gone, then don't forget to contact the guys at Into Moto. They're part of a very, very large network of dealers, and they can search all of the bikes that the company owns, so they can have a look for you, and if they've got something similar, they can talk you through it. It's nice and sunny, so I'm rocking my Oxford hoodie. Just to save you all asking, I'll put a link in the description to this as well, and I can't rave about this enough. Let's go for a ride, shall we? And let's see what this big boy's like on the road.
Let's get the negatives out the way first. There's not many of them, to be fair, because so far I'm liking it more than I'm not. But let's talk about the things I don't like. Okay, first of all, it's got a key in a really stupid placement. I like to have them there, so I'd probably keep leaving my bike with the keys in, and yeah, that's not a good thing to do. So that's one thing I don't like about the bike. Also, I'm not a fan of the sound. Now, it doesn't sound particularly bad, but I think if you're on a bike like this, you want it to have that kind of cruiser sound, don't you? I think I look at bikes like this and think, well, these are clearly out there to kind of compete with the Harleys and the Indians and all of those. It just has like a really boring sound to it. Just sounds like the engine's running, and when you give it a little bit, yeah, there's no thrill factor there for me. That being said, that's a personal preference thing, I know, and my Harley is absolutely, well, it's shocking how loud it is. Let's talk positives then, shall we? Because I've done some negatives. Let's talk positives. Now, I like the look of this bike. I know looks are all, it's a personal thing, but I like cruisers. I do, I'm not gonna lie. And I think it looks very nice. It's quite showy with a bit of chrome here and there, but looks the part, I think. I like the seating position. Now, when I first sat on, I thought, oh, a bit different to what I'm used to. It's certainly different to my Harley. Your feet are forward on this, but they're actually raised a touch as well, so yeah, it's just different. But once you've ridden it for a minute or two, it feels fine. And I like the white background with the numbers as is, going up at 10s on the mile/hour bit, so very easy to read and understand, so you know how fast you're going. The controls are nice and chunky as well, so when you've got your big thick winter gloves on, like I've got my Oxford gloves on now, and they are quite thick to keep your hands warm in the winter, but I'm able to press the button that I need when I need it, so I don't have to mess about. It's quite a windy day today, and that windshield, as you would expect, because it's a whopper as far as windshields go, but it is doing a really good job of keeping the wind off me, keeping me comfortable. Motorway we are on. Now, I'm not going to go far, because I don't think when you take a bike out for a test, you don't need to take it too far on the motorway to make a decision on if they're good on the motorway. What you want to check is that you can do 70 mile an hour. So let's get it up to 70 mile an hour, shall we? 70 mile an hour. So you want to check that you can do 70 mile an hour you don't feel like you are being blown all over the place. Now, it is quite windy today, there's quite a lot of side wind coming on, but that's not down to the bike, that's just the weather, isn't it? Right, let's get back in there. So we can do 70 mile an hour. Now the next thing for me is that it's comfortable, and you can't knock this thing for comfort. You are sat on a really plush, comfy seat. So I've got no arguments with that at all. The seat's really comfortable. So it is a bike that you could do hours and hours of motorway riding, and it would be a comfortable journey. Right, I'll get off the motorway here. So for me, I've done it, it's only one junction, but it's a couple of miles, so I'll give it a proper little go, and it's comfortable. You can do the speed, no issues whatsoever, and the wind protection is really good. The seat, the padding on the seat is absolutely awesome. It is so like plush and spongy, you just sink into it, so it is a really nice place to be. You pick up speed effortlessly, so there's no drama with it. There's no real kind of excitement factor for me when you pick speed up. But again, if you're after a bike that's going to blow the cobwebs away, if you're looking for something that's going to make you get all tingly in your gentleman parts, then you probably wouldn't be going for something like this anyway, would you? This, I think, could actually save a lot of people's licenses, because you know who you are if you are giving it some every now and then. You know, we've all done it, and I think some bikes encourage it. They do. Some bikes really do encourage you to go faster, and this isn't one of them. This is one of those bikes that kind of tells you, no, just chill out. It's not a bad thing. Even like this, I'm going around these bends like I've got Miss Daisy on the back, and that is just down to this bike, I think, because I'm kind of going much slower than I would do normally. And it's not that I ride fast normally, it's just this bike is just really chilling me out. Let's just summarize this bike very quickly. It's a good looking bike, and it's a really comfortable motorcycle. This, it handles the speed really well. 70 mile an hour, not an issue at all. The wind protection is exceptional. The only negative really that I can see with this bike is just the sound of it isn't to my taste. It will suit certain people in its current makeup, but others, if you are looking for something like this and you like the bike, don't let the noise put you off, because you know how easy it is to slip on a different exhaust. I'm sure you could do it for not a lot of money. I'm gonna head back to Moto now and drop this bike off. If you want to buy the bike, treat yourself. Go and treat yourself. Catch us all later on the next one. Goodbye.